Hello students, welcome to my channel Maths with Manu. Today we will discuss about the limit and derivatives. Means in the same question we have to find the derivative along with limits. So our first question is that find the derivative of 13x by direct method or by first principle, or you can see that by definition, and we have the method ab initio also. Because if he asks find the derivative of 13x, only the derivative, means he does not ask you by the first principle, then you can solve this derivative by direct method. Okay, and what is our direct method? First of all, we can write this function as fx is equal to 13x and f dash x is equal to 13 multiply 1, because the derivative of x is equal to 1, and we can write 13 as our answer. And if we want to solve it by the first principle, then we have to apply the formula, that is f dash x limit x tends to 0, and we can write here f of x plus h minus fx upon h. Okay, so this is the formula that we can solve our derivative by definition or first principle. So to solve this, first of all you can see your question, that is like 13x, and now you put the limit and the function f of x plus h, means at the place of x you can replace x by x plus h. Okay, so you can write that limit x tends to 0, and when you compare fx with f of x plus h, means you can put the value of x as x plus h. So we can write here 13x plus h, and the value of x fx is 13x. We can write the value of fx as it is, and in the denominator we can write h. And after solving this, you can see that we can write limit x tends to 0 and multiply 13 within the brackets. You can write here 13x plus 13h, and we can write here minus 13x upon h. Cancelling 13x by 13x, we get 13h upon h, and by cancelling h by h, and we can write here 13 only. Okay, so because we use x plus h, so we can use the value of, instead of x we can use h tends to 0. Okay, h tends to 0. So students, I repeat, first of all we write the formula limit of h tends to 0, because now we can increase the value of x by h. So we can write here f of x plus h minus fx upon h, and limit h tends to 0. Okay, after that you can put the value of f of x plus h, that is 13x plus h, means you can increase the value of x by h in your question, and we write the value of fx as 13x, and after that you can multiply 13 within the braces, and you get 13x plus 13h, and by cancelling 13 of the x coefficient we get only 13h upon h, and we should write here limit h tends to 0, and by cancelling h by h you get 13 only. Okay, and if we find the derivative of any trigonometrical function, then we can apply the same formula. So we should solve a question of trigonometrical, like so students, if we take the function fx is equal to 10x, and we have to ask that find the derivative of 10x. If we find the derivative of 10x directly, then you can see that the derivative of 10x is secant square x, okay, by the formula. If we solve it by definition, or you can say that if we prove this step, then first of all you can write your formula, that is f dash x is equal to limit h tends to 0, and you can write here f of x plus h minus f of x upon h. Okay, after that you should write here the value of f of x plus h, that is tan of x plus h minus tan of x upon h. Okay, so next step is that the value of tan theta, the value of tan theta is sine upon cos. Simply, if we use the trigonometrical result, then the value of tan is sine of x plus h upon cos of x plus h, and the next one is the value of tan is sine upon cos and upon h, as we have h in the denominator from the starting. After that you have to take the LCM of this function, and you should write the h out the braces, like you can write here h, this one in this form. And after that we should take the LCM, that is cos of x plus h into cos x. Okay, now you can cross multiply these two equations, and you can write here sine of x plus h cos of x minus sine of x cos of x plus h. So you can see that here we have the formula of sine x plus h into cos x, means you should use the formula that sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. What is a here? A is the value of, that is x plus h, and b is the value of x. Normally in our questions we can take a when a is greater than b in the value, in the numerical value, you can say that, because this is the method. Normally we should take x plus h as a and x as b, because a is greater than b normally, or less than b, you can say that. But mostly in our questions we can take x plus h a and x is equal to b. Okay, now we want to solve the limit of the function, and to solving it you can write here the formula of sine a, and you can see that the formula of sine a cos b minus cos a sine b, that is equal to sine a minus b. So students, you can write here sine, what is a here, x plus h, and what is b, that is x, sorry, and you can write here the capital letters also. Okay, so by cancelling x by x you get only sine h in the numerator, and the denominator you have x plus h, cos of x plus h, and cos x. Okay, so we are left with the function sine h. Okay, so you can write here sine h over h, and you can write here limit h tends to 0, and you can break it into two braces, and we can write there limit h tends to 0 1 over cos x plus h into cos x. Okay, now the value of sine h by h is equal to 1, because we have the formula I have told you earlier, that limit x tends to 0 sine x over x, we get the value 1. So by that formula, we have the value of sin h by h is equal to 1 when we take h tends to 0, and when we put h is equal to 0 in the second braces, you get only cos x into cos x. So students, cos into cos is cos square x, because the value of h is 0. Then we are left with the single function cos x into cos x. So 1 over cos square x is equal to secant square x by the trigonometrical formula. So we get our answer that the derivative of tan x is equal to secant square x. So this is the formula of the derivative of tan x also. So if you have the question to derive the formula of tan x or any trigonometrical functions, so you can use the same formula. So we discuss its next time in my next videos. Thank you so much.